Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Everyone please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nobody can hear you. Jump.
Can you guys hear me?
Now, there you
Okay. Amber, can you please do a roll call vote?
go. Roll call. What?
Davidson. Here. Shute. Here. Gillette. Will. Here. Corsi. Here. Smeltzer.
Here?
Eberstein.
Here. We usually do that quietly. Yeah. Board, you have an agenda in front of you. Are there any changes? May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll support.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Next, we have the consent agenda, which contains the approval of minute meetings from the special meeting on March 17th, 2025, our regular meeting, March 17th, 2025, special meeting, March 24th, 2025, and our special meeting, April 7th, 2025. Approval of accounts payable in the amount of $558,637.36 for the month of March 2025. Approval of the treasurer's report dated March 31st, 2025 with a balance of $8,004,489.
Sorry.
4,898.
Okay, $8,498,892. The approval of new hires, resignations, and retirements. We have none.
We have none. None of this.
Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Corsi,
Yes.
Davidson,
Yes.
Smeltzer,
Yes?
Shute,
Yes.
Will, yes, Eberstein.
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have reports, community input. Did anybody want to speak on agenda items? No? Okay, middle school principal report. Amy?
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, so I won't take a lot of your time, but a lot of great things happening at the middle school this year, and as we're looking ahead to next year, there's just a few things I want to highlight. So first of all, from this year, one of the things that I think has been really great is, can you guys hear me? Do you want me to be on the mic?
It's okay. Just yell.
Okay, I can talk much louder.
Do it.
We've been working really hard with all of our STEAM classes to align our curriculum vertically, and we've had our teachers working with a coach, working on the STEAM, not only what they're offering in the classes, but aligning those to standards. And so I'm really proud of that work that's been happening at the middle school, so all of our students are receiving that. We've also been doing some great things with our career education. We've had some guest speakers coming in from E. Cummins Corporation, speaking with our 8th graders about a variety of careers. So that's been exciting. One of the things I'm really excited about moving forward into next year, as we've been working on our master schedule, is the opportunity to offer some more electives to our middle school students. So I think that's pretty exciting. One of those electives is going to be called Freshman Focus, and that's going to be specifically for our 8th grade students. The course is going to be geared towards helping those 8th graders be prepared for ninth grade. So what does it take to be a successful high school student? What does that look like as far as organization, time management, just really looking ahead to make sure our students are prepared. So we're excited about that one. We also have the opportunity to offer some shorter electives next year around our lunchtime. So instead of all students receiving additional math support, only the students that need the additional math support will be receiving that, and the rest of the students will have the opportunity to take some different electives offered by teachers. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, but we had a variety of electives in different content areas. So like if I'm a social studies teacher, for example, one of our teachers taught an elective called Great Lakes History. So we're going to be bringing some of those types of electives back, which I think is exciting.
Very exciting.
Lots of upcoming events. We have, we're obviously in the middle of testing season like everybody else right now, but then we've got upcoming field trips for our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, so that's exciting. 8th graders, of course, going to Michigan's Adventure. 7th grade going to a movie, and 6th grade going to Becker Park Zoo. So we're really excited about that as well. And then I'm going to pass it over. So speaking of electives, we have Mrs. Neal and a couple of her students here to really highlight some of the awesome things that they've been doing in health class this year. So all of our 7th grade students are receiving health. And so even those students that are in band were pulled out for a week to receive some of the essential components of the health class. So they're here tonight to showcase some of the things they've been doing.
All right, you guys all know me. I'm sure you're sick of seeing me by now, but I'm still here. I'm coming back. So I have with me tonight Ava Brady and Lola Cowles, who took my health class first semester here at the middle school. They're in 7th grade this year, so they'll have the opportunity to take that freshman focus class next year when they're back here talking about how exciting that is. But if I can connect to up here, I can kind of show you guys some slides up close. So, at the beginning of health, one of the first things that we do is talk about that health triangle and give students the opportunity to identify aspects of their social, physical, mental, and emotional health. And I'll throw this up here real quick so you can kind of see the beginning of that. And then Ava can speak to that just a little bit. Is that safe slideshow?
Yes.
All right. All right. So we had a few other students who signed up that ended up with wrestling practice tonight, but Ava's going to kind of talk about this first picture up here, the big triangle. There's a lot of little papers glued all over around the outside of it, so you want to kind of give some insight on what's going on there.
So we had emotional,
Social,
physical, social,
mental, emotional.
and we drew a bunch of stuff about what our feelings were and how we just showed them on a piece of paper. And we just people, places, and things, and we would put it up on the wall.
So their task was to identify people, places, and things that supported their physical, social, and mental, emotional health, and they do that at the beginning as a visual, and then we kind of build around that. And Lola here has one of our SMART goal trees. The kids learn about setting SMART goals, and they pull from that health triangle idea. So I'm going to have these girls walk these up here so you guys can get a better look. All right, while you're taking a peek at that, I'll kind of speak to the alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs unit that the kids got into this year. We had the opportunity to put together our cadaver lungs. So we have actual human lungs from somebody who had healthy lung tissue and somebody who did not, presumably somebody who used tobacco. And it was Ava and
Very
Lola's
cool.
favorite thing that we did the whole semester. The inflatable lungs. So the kids were tasked with creating an anti-tobacco
Stuck with me.
advertisement.
Oh, I love it too. Huh?
Kids up here, I don't know
All the
if I'm
different goals, like
connected
what
to
I'm gonna
the
do for this, what I'm gonna do for that.
sound or not. This might not be nice.
Great.
Oh, yeah. So each group had to create their own anti-smoking or anti-tobacco use video. And the kids love doing that project-based learning. And of course, the ads that I get back are always pretty creative and hilarious.
It's very bad.
It is very bad. That's the takeaway
Snap.
generally. Okay, so these girls wanted to show you guys the lungs.
Oh,
Ruh-roh.
yeah, you're free. Run.
One can hold them up, and I'll hold the lungs, and then I'll let you want to bring both those boxes with the smoker lungs in it. Head on up, stay close so we don't lose our tape log. Science to open. Yep, they're safe.
All right, so if you're squeamish.
This is your presenting area.
Okay, cool, thank you. All right. All right, Ava. Present away. Explain what that is. Go ahead.
I take it off.
Take it off. Unveil.
Ew.
Okay, so this is the set of lungs with healthy lung tissue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Ava.
You're saying. So these are obviously like not smoker lungs.
These are healthy cadaver lungs. Yeah, you got it.
Pump it.
Yep. So you can see them filling with air, and this gives the kids the opportunity to understand the difference. Once you have that visual, you cannot unsee this. And so it's a lot of wide eyes when we do this and a lot of questions, but it's very helpful to understand what an organ looks like, a human organ. And my predecessor had these in storage, and I was thrilled when I found them. So I pulled them out and used them. Cool. And then we can swap them out.
So these are adult healthy lungs, correct?
Correct. Sorry, shoot.
You're good.
ID name tag.
Oh, wow. Are they in formaldehyde or what are they?
They are.
They are.
Yep. Huh?
Please use your gloves.
It's not. It's not formaldehyde.
Okay, good.
It's-
Thank you.
Yeah, it's alternative.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all is well.
No, girl. Okay, go ahead.
So these are of course the bad smoky lungs that when you smoke they get really bad, and if you're like a smoker, a really heavy smoker, your lungs will get really bad and they'll go out.
And this gives that visual for all of our kids who are thinking about it or doing it. This might be the thing that kind of is the stopper. We hope, right?
Yeah, and
So
they're
you can see.
smaller.
Yep. It's so much more difficult for them to inflate. They have that visual of how struggled breathing can be. And that just really hits home with a room full of middle schoolers, right? All right, girls.
That's amazing.
I'm going to show these how bad it is.
Right? It'll do the trick. Thank you, guys.
What do you mean by go out then? Is that a? You said these lungs have fallen out, or are they?
Like they'll
As in,
get
like-
really bad and they'll just like
Go
not
out
work.
functionally, I
Okay.
think.
Very
Yeah,
good.
they'll
Right.
like
Yeah.
stop
They'll
working
stop.
as
Be
good as
dysfunctional.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, Lily, you got those ones? We'll get this out of here.
Very
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you. All right. follow you.
Very cool.
Oh, thank you very much. Drugs are bad.
Oh.
And they're gross.
Come back.
Just like those lungs.
And the last thing that we kind of wanted to showcase, this year at the middle school, we really got yoga going. And a lot of our kids, this is something that we like to try to do outside if it's nice enough, get them outside, get them moving. It always starts off awkward. Nobody's super excited to try it, but by the end of the semester, we're usually asking, do you guys have anything to say or add about doing yoga?
It was like really fun to like go outside and do it and have it be inside. Learned a lot of new like yoga.
The goal is for them to feel confident, maybe taking a yoga class in public at some point or when they get to school, like trying to meet people in more of a health-oriented setting versus like going out partaking in other college activities.
I think that's great. So Pfizer just had like a health week and they offered yoga classes, and so many of us were like embarrassed to even try it for the first time. So that's great that you guys are doing that.
They love it. Good job, Ola.
Yep. Thank you, ladies and Amy. Next up, we have the high school student council presentation. Kayleen O'Donnell.
So we have quite a few student council members. You guys want to come up here? This is about a third of our student council this year. So
Wow.
it's quite a big group. I'm going to get you guys the microphone. I just want to get it around here and then you just right now.
I haven't turned it on yet. They're high schoolers, they don't need a mic.
We have some seniors who this is their last presentation for you guys. Who's starting off? Hey, actually, let's do it. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
And what position you're in this year, and if you're elected, what position you're in next year.
I'm Alice Calendar. I'm a 10th grade representative, and next year I'm going to be the treasurer.
I'm David Albert, and I'm a 10th grade representative.
I am Robert Kane, and I'm an 11th grade representative, and I'm going to be the student council president next year.
Hi, I'm Nathan Mulvey. I'm the vice president this year on the team chair.
Hi, I'm Lily Thompson. I'm a senior, and I'm the liaison for the 12th grade.
I'm Suzanne Nichols, and I'm the 12th grade representative. I'm Jaden Klimt, and I'm the president this year. I'm Holly Coburn, and I'm secretary.
I'm Ryan. As a lot of you may know, I am the chief of spirit, and I am a senior.
I'm Jennifer Klimt, and I'm a ninth grade. I'm Claire Calendar, and I'm a ninth grade representative. I'm Joanne Henry Phillips, and I'm a ninth grade representative.
Cool.
Next slide, please.
Yes,
Hey, look at that, introductions. The presentation's a little wonky. We did it in Canva and then transferred it into PowerPoint, so.
Our mission and vision for this year was to make everyone feel heard and GA great for all students and teachers. This year's vision was to create many opportunities for students to get involved and have fun, while we as a club work together to create a better environment, while actively being great examples of the school.
Alright, so this year we have nearly 30 people on City Council, all helping to represent the student body's voices. Some new events we did this year were the beautification project, the color run, deck the halls, assisting with rising ramps, and flower sales. Some fun facts are 9 ninth graders joined this year, which is the most ever from one class,
Cool.
and that we have the biggest group of students representing the student body.
Nice.
Oh, that's me. So on the spirit side of things, this is the more of the like homecoming fun stuff we did this year. We did a color run, which we had like a pretty good amount show up. I'd say like, I don't even know. It's a lot from the picture at least. And we had like red and yellow colors, and it was just very fun and colorful and eventful, and everyone had a lot of fun. And then another thing we did was the Ramaganza, which while the football players are playing, the little ones, we're selling red and yellow snow cones with 3 different flavors each, and I think it was a pretty big hit, in my opinion. And another thing we did was homecoming at the new stadium for the first time, which was like a super cool thing because it's a new look and a lot different from last year. The student section was a lot bigger, and it made a lot more people want to show up. And a GAH students, we have let them announce court at the football game, which is a great learning time if they want to go out and speak in public, and it helps a lot of people get in over the fear of speaking out to public. And then for snow coming, we did this new thing this year where we turned the lights off and turned the black lights on, and everyone was dressed in neon instead of GA for the first time, and we were glowing, and the whole place was just so vibrant and so pretty. And even during the basketball games, for the walkout, announce the starter basketball players, we did turn the lights on and turn the black lights on, and all the white jerseys were glowing almost green, and the neon posters in the background, especially the senior class, was glowing, and I think it was just such a fun new thing that we had this year. Okay, who's next? Susie?
Okay, so I just got back from softball practice, so I look like this. I don't know who does like this.
Good for you.
And Lily and Ryan too, so I might look a little crazy. Last year we did a lot of stuff where the money that we raised, we gave it to charities. This year I'd say that we focused more on the high school and making sure that we gave back to the students and did what they wanted with it. You can tell that our income was mainly from dances. Our dances were a big hit this year, but a problem is with social media and stuff, people are expecting more, so it's harder to get people to come unless we do more. So that's why our expenses are kind of up, because you have to have all these balloons, you have to have all these cool themes for people to want to go. It's getting harder for me. I mean, like, freshman year, I feel like it was a huge thing, and now that we're seniors, it feels like we're the only people that really want to go anymore. So it's harder to get younger people to want to go to these things. That's why we do the blackout dances. That's why we add themes and do all this cool stuff. Bake sales, great way. There's no expense to it normally. Gets a lot of money going. I will say that our color run was one of our biggest things that we spent a ton of money on, and we didn't make too much of a profit. I don't know if it's something that we'll do in the future just because of how expensive it was, and I think the community wasn't too aware of it, so maybe if we got it out quicker or maybe gave a more detailed plan to it, more people would go. But it definitely was fun for the people who went, but it was a huge expense. And then also the snow cones, barely made any profit off of that, and I think maybe our target audience wasn't the best. I mean, little kids, their parents are already spending a lot of money at that Ram Fest, and it might be harder. But maybe at Snowcoming or Homecoming, if we do it, we'll have a lot more people who want to do that and want to buy it. But overall, I think this year we did a great job raising a ton of money, and I think that it shows that people do enjoy going to what we do and what we present to them. It's just a little bit harder to get, a lot of people to go unless we do a lot of things, which means spending a lot of money.
Fair enough.
So we were also here last year, and during last year's presentation, we asked for quite a few things. Our main thing was
Sorry.
Oh.
Our big thing was desks and chairs, like the connecting desks. We also asked for like outdoor activities, drinking fountains, which we know that is very hard, and our outdoor picnic tables. And we would like to thank you for this is very for donating to our outdoor activity fund. With our new Gaga pit, it's really helpful to have something to actually like play with. So we very much appreciate that. And I know our gym teacher does too, because he struggled spending his own money to buy new equipment and everything. So your donation is very appreciated. Thank you.
Is that it? Can make it smallest.
Just delete the student survey.
What's that?
Students.
Like, delete,
She
like,
said
the
just delete the
student body
box.
survey.
Oh, just the box. Got it. You guys don't have it memorized?
A lot of them.
Kidding.
Ah, wrong box.
Oh,
Control
Lord.
Z, Control Z.
I'm just gonna delete this whole thing. Maybe it will-
Boom.
Alright, go.
There it is.
Do you want me to put it on slideshow? I was gonna adjust the questions. Go ahead. Sorry.
We put out a student body survey where we asked questions and people like rated each of the questions. And our first question was, how well do you think student council represented your voice this year? Question 2 was, how satisfied were you with the school-wide events and activities this year? Question 3 was, how much do you think the school improved overall this year compared to last year? Question 4 was, what kind of school or district-wide events would you like to see more of next year? Question 5 was, what's one area where you felt the school could improve, and what specific suggestions do you have?
Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. Here are the results for this question. Question 1 had the student body gave student council a 3.27 out of 5 for representation of their voice this year. Question 2, this year the student body gave an average of 3.667 out of 5 for school-wide events and activities. Question 3, the student body gave student council a 3.4 out of 5 for school improvements this year. Question 4, the student body would like to see more assemblies, events, dances, and movies. And question 5, the student body feels the school could have more field trips, better lunch, and more communication, and to be heard.
In the 2025-2026 school year, Student Council plans to develop a communication plan where all students feel heard. 2, plan and coordinate more events throughout the school year to keep students involved. And 3, establish meetings with students and administration on a regular basis for collaboration, communication, and approval of events in a timely manner.
Nice.
Perfect. I'll just move this one up real quick, guys. You can read the first one, and then after you do the others, I'll put it on.
Student council, school board for the 2025-2026 school year. Student council would like to ask for a meeting with food services to see how together we can achieve a lunch that everyone enjoys. Based on feedback, student council believes that more movie opportunities, such as those for attendance challenges, would be beneficial to the student body as well as the district overall. The students enjoy being with their friends during school day and doing something not school related. Student council would like to ask the board to support us in getting more chaperones for dances so that we can give the student body those social opportunities that are also good. The student body would like to ask for the consideration of hiring more teachers for elective and science classes. Having English, math, and science teachers have elective classes could also be a great way to solve this issue. Our biggest ask from the school board is to establish a high school field trip fund. educational experiences outside of school are hurtful students?
Thank you. Any questions?
When did they take the survey? When did you?
About
Just about a month
3
ago.
weeks ago?
Just recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 weeks ago.
Cool.
Dina, was there, excuse me, specific complaints about the lunch?
I think it's mostly the proportions. I mean, we're getting the same proportions as like primary students, and I know for us who are athletes, that's a lot harder, especially if we can't go home before practice or go home before the bus leaves. It's hard to get our parents or anyone to pack us extra stuff or go somewhere before we leave.
Fair.
And
So there's also like a new food every single day, and sometimes it sits out too much, so it doesn't really look that appetizing. And like today it was mashed potatoes and chicken nuggets, and I was gonna get it, but the mashed potatoes looked pretty dried up, so I didn't really want to get that. So yeah.
Fair.
And the kinds of things they put on our travel cultural food, it's like there's some like spicy food or like it's just I don't think anybody would really choose it, and I think they have a problem with people wanting that out of it because it's like weird like different eating spices.
You don't want to explore, you just want to come eat.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes, I don't want chicken nuggets.
It's probably hard with like high school kids that didn't have that when they were younger because the younger kids are really like trying it, and I came here for the middle school and the teachers were raving about it. So thank you so much for your feedback, though.
And then sometimes, so it's happened to me like once or twice, but whenever you're like last in line for lunch and you go up there to get the food, usually like the burgers and stuff are all ran out, and maybe somebody doesn't want a burrito, but they also don't want the other stuff that's underneath the lamp. There's nothing really left to do, and like the salads too. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants salad. I mean, fill them up. Yeah.
Go run a couple miles. The thing I have to add to that is like we have like so much variety of all this, but it's like there's not very much of each thing. So like if a lot of people want one thing, it'll be instantly gone.
Yeah.
I think they overestimated how many people want the cultural difference. I think it's a really good thing, but I think that shouldn't be our main course for the day. And also like the salads, I used to eat the salads. They used to come in these huge bowls. Now it's literally this open like container that's this big. The Bosco sticks used to be a great hit. Got 2 huge things. They're this small now, and they're like not even the regular Bosco sticks. So now that's something that people don't even want anymore because they're so tiny, and it's getting out of hand.
The salads are
I
absolutely
got the
they need a
pasta
review
sticks
form.
at the primary when we had lunch because everybody raves about them, and I have to agree. I was like, why do people eat these?
It's just unfortunate you guys don't have any ideas on what you'd like to see different.
Right.
Yes.
Even though I have opinions about what was really good here.
Yeah. Very well put together. That's great.
Also, the sides run out really quick. Like
We need to make sure he gets in Rob's line.
Robert's got a lot of opinions on it.
So they need to tell if they just came from practice.
Right.
You're a little hungry.
They're ready to go home and eat.
Saying over the announcements, and it's like cultural. It's like I don't even know how to say half the things. So it's really
Fair.
hard. I'm like, I'm gonna butcher this.
And exposures, potentially different presentations.
Right.
Oh, that's fair.
Any other questions?
Mhm.
You guys.
Yeah. Very well done.
That's great.
Great. Great job. Hang on. Suck it in.
Pull it back out. Pull it back out.
Oh, wait,
They make some good points though about portion size.
I think we should shift it. Here you go.
Thank you very much.
Hand it over.
Yes, ma'am.
Can't take them anywhere.
Thank you guys. Next up, we have the high school ALC field trip. Teresa Shepherd.
Now that everybody's gone.
Yeah, right?
Whoop, whoop.
Talk about food.
Yeah, what kind of food do you want on the field trip?
Right. Oh my God. I agree though. They do not get enough food down there. It is not enough. Like, oof.
It's not.
It's not.
It's just not. Okay. Huh?
Documents.
I did. Presentation.
With
I
seats?
didn't make a PowerPoint.
All is well.
Not very
Thank you very much.
So made your packets. Wow, does it seem like this one would have it right now?
I have 2 things. You good?
I have 2 things.
Yeah, I don't run away. You know what? There's one left.
Good thing I
first.
tried.
Serve everybody else first, and then I'll go.
People do feel like you're at like
Java the Hutt.
you're at
You'll take the leftovers. My brother-in-law goes.
I made 9. I counted. But you will notice halfway through your second page that I got a little crazy with the highlighter. So some of you have different highlights. You know, sometimes that happens. You'll get there. Oh, no, it's on this one. On page 2. It's not in color. You'll notice. I did not copy it in color.
Thank you for saving for other things.
You're welcome.
We do need to get you a new highlighter because this one's probably no.
Right. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. So sorry that I'm super late. In my brain, I don't necessarily always count Toledo as a different state, so that started the problem.
Are you from Ohio?
Yeah.
That's why. That explains a lot.
No, from Ohio? Heck no. No.
She's from the other side of the state.
I'm from the other side of the state. That's how I feel about Canada too. I never think it's another country because I grew up going there all the time, and so I'll be like, wait, I've been in more. Anyway, sorry, I get it. Move forward. So, I've been here a few times before, every year. So you remember I run Java the Hutt, the coffee cut shop. So exciting! We bought our wood last week, so we're going to be building starting hopefully next week or the week after. I'm really excited. Anyway, so we run Java the Hutt, and the proceeds from Java the Hutt go to those 4 ALC students. ALC is the Alternative Learning Curriculum. So those 4 students learn, this is what their program is for learning. So this is why I gave this to you. So what you're used to seeing is like what are they, standards, I don't know what we call them.
Galaxy students or your
Thanks.
Common Core standards.
Common Core standards, yeah, all those things. So we follow this for them, this whole big packet. So this sets them up to go on to the young adult program after they leave us, or to MCTI if that's an option, depending on where they're at, based on need, right? So last year, I don't know if you know, remember we went to Great Lakes Crossing and we got to go to Legoland and the aquarium and Rainforest Cafe, and we went to this massive arcade that's like as big as the school, and we went to dinner on the way home, and we did all, it's an event, right? And we kind of let them run the show, so they get to decide where they're going. But then they have to like figure out how much is it going to cost? How are we going to get there? What are we going to do? How far away is it? All the things, right? So they kind of plan the trip, and they always start with something super, super grand, right? So we started out this year going to like, I can't remember what random country, and we were going to fly there on a jet. Clearly, the board did not approve us buying a jet this year, so we had to nix that plan. And we kind of go back down into like reality, right? So my sister is the vet tech at Toledo Zoo. So I was like, oh, we should go to the zoo because maybe Megan will take us to cool places at the zoo, right? So I call my sister, and of course she's super excited, and she's like, oh my God, we're going to go on a hospital tour, and we're going to go behind this, and we're going to check out this, and she's so excited because she gets to walk us around all day long, right? And I'm her big sister, so I'm sure she's pretty excited about that. So we decided to go there. They really want to go to Chicago, so next year I'll be here at some point. Maybe I'll try to do it like in like November or something, so I don't forget. Their big senior trip, because they'll be seniors next year. So their big senior trip, they really want to go to Chicago. They really want to ride the train. They want to do all the cool stuff. They want to stay in a hotel. I'm not sure what senior trip will look like next year for the rest of the district, so I'm not sure that will be something that we go on, but I think that they really want to do this trip, right? So we'll go do that. So we're going to try to save some money this year to help for next year's trip, because that is expensive. We did look into that, and it's like a couple $1,000s for the 6 of us to go or whatever. So we decided to go to Toledo Zoo, and we have a little bit of an in, right? So cost, next page. The cost for our trip, we asked AFGAC for $200 to help with costs. So
tickets are $32 a piece. However, with our secret hookup, we don't have to pay to get in. So, yay us. That's amazing. So that saved 9 people, tickets. So that's really exciting. We do, though, definitely want to feed the giraffes and ride the carousel and take the train ride, right? Because, of course, we're going to do all the fun stuff even if we were paying, but we don't have to pay also, so even better. So those are the costs for that. We will be eating lunch at the zoo. We will need to eat dinner on the way home. And then we will ask them for to bring money for souvenirs. However, because we are getting in for free, and this is the money that they put in all this work all year for, shopping and budgeting and all those things, we will give them money for a souvenir once we get there and figure out what's an acceptable amount, right? Because I don't know how much stuff costs there. It's probably $50 for a 4-inch stuffed animal. I don't know. Transportation, we put in for the busing place to let us use a van. They're not going to drive me. I got it. We're good. Academic curriculum. So this is where my academic alignments, this is where that document comes in. So the first page is all employment stuff. Yes, some of those we'll touch on, but we're not focused on like your job when we're there. We're focused on the community and how we function there. So you really won't start seeing it until you get to the second page. And then so some of them I started highlighting every line. Some of them I just started highlighting sections because I went over it because it was becoming crazy. So all community skills, recreation, leisure, basic skills, shopping. So, these are all even basic things like what do you do if you're lost? How do you make plans? How do we appropriately ask somebody how to get somewhere? If it's a crazy environment, which a zoo can be a loud environment, what do we do if we're overwhelmed? And how do we take a break? How do we ask for a break? How do we follow the directions in a social setting, right? These are all things that not all of our students, believe it or not, get to do on a daily basis. We have some students that really don't leave the house. So these are big events for them. It may seem like not a lot to us just to go to the zoo and walk around. It's a lot for them. Also, the stamina of the time of walking. We don't do anything fast. We got about an hour of decent walking, but maybe half an hour, and then we're kind of slowing, and then we have to at least have a 20-minute break. We just don't walk like that, right? Toddlers walk faster than us old people, but anyways. But we're talking about muscle tone and stuff like that. So a lot of social and personal skills, so self-awareness, strengths, challenges, like I said, seeking help, communication, ordering at a restaurant. Some of our kids, up until we started doing this, had never even ordered at a restaurant and just kind of look at me like, you want me to do what? You want me to tell who? Yeah, sorry, if you want to eat today, we got to ask, right? So we work on that. And then decision-making, conflict resolution, and interpersonal relationships. So you guys can read through all those sections. That's why I provided it. But this is the big thing of what we follow. So a lot of the things that we're doing, we want to meet these the best we can so that way when they leave us, they can be as independent as they can be in their future, right? Our goal is to get them out of their parents' house, even if that's in a house where someone is, where you rent the room and someone is still feeding, ROI, kind of, I don't know if you know what that is, but as in and as possible, right? Some kids will go to an apartment, some kids won't get that far, but we want them to be able to do as much as they can. And then so our trip plans, the zoo opens at 10, it's a 2-hour and 7-minute drive. We'll leave the high school about 8 o'clock after we've had breakfast. The zoo closes at 4 right now. I don't know if it changes on May 1st. I didn't see that online, but it might till 5. We'll stay the whole day, or at least as long as our stamina allows. And then we'll have to stop on the way back home to get dinner, and then parents will pick up somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. So my question to you is, I have to drive to Toledo, which is not in the state of Michigan, so I need permission to leave the state. Because I forgot. Lindsay was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. Oh wait, Teresa, it's out of state. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I asked Zach. I'm like, what's up with Teresa and Toledo Zoo? I've never been there. Do we need to go? And she said her sister works there. And I was like, oh wow, that's amazing.
The Newton's been, it's a good zoo.
Yeah, and I'm excited that we get to have she's got it on their calendar, on their hospital at work. She's a school tour. They're people were we don't do school tours. She's like, well, it's my sister. And it's really only 4 kids. And so she's got it sucked up. So as long as no animals have any major emergencies and she's in surgery, which does happen because there's only 2 for the whole zoo, her and this other girl. So then if you've ever seen Toledo Zoo videos, she's on there all the time on Facebook.
Awesome.
So anyways, thank you very much. That's my presentation.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Joe, do you have any questions? Sorry.
said there's 9 total going otherwise?
Yeah, so we generally take all of the special ed staff because they all work on this all year long. So it's the one year where we all go together to do our one trip.
Okay.
That's why. So it is an uneven proportion amount of adults to students, but these are the people that work with them every day and work on this shop all day. So we just pick one time for everybody to go. So
with one van though?
We will take a personal vehicle without students in it. Staff will have to take.
Got you. Okay.
We've got that. Yeah, we're just going to take someone else's.
Okay.
You are already fully funded, or you're still working?
Yeah. So AFCAC said that they would give us $200, and Laura and I are working that out because we're not paying for tickets. So because Laura was like, okay, well, what can I just buy online? And I was like, nothing. So we're working out that piece, and then we have money that we earn through coffee shop for whatever's left over. Next year, though, when we go to Chicago, that's going to be a little more expensive. We earn a couple $100. I mean, we don't earn a ton of money with coffee shop because they use their money they make to buy next week's supplies, right? So they're not like rolling in this dough. There's no like. So next year will maybe different, but we're working on it.
Awesome.
Little cup out front says tips for Chicago.
Right. And people ask, like, what is the money for? I'm like, oh, field trips. Field trips. That's all I feel like that's all I ever fundraise for. But it's fun. That's all that matters. Good for the kids, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the superintendent update.
Stop it. Saw that. Okay, so I have, I didn't make copies of this tonight. It was real short and sweet. It's just fun to talk about it. So, okay, so strategic plan update for this second year. We're coming up on the end of this school year, so there will be a recap of year 2 and then strategic plan year 3 coming out over in August's newsletter and then in our RAM announcer that month too. So anyway, increasing student awareness and accountability for negative behaviors. We have our first parent enrichment class this Thursday, so we're excited to see the turnout for that. We're getting some food and snacks for the parents and partnering with Integrated Services of Kalamazoo to do that learning, so that'll be exciting. And then we are currently in a assessment period of analyzing our whole child. We did a good job of creating it. Now we implemented it and tried to build some capacity this year, and we were kind of in a lull, I'd say. So we need to reassess where we're going with whole child and figuring that out. So one way we're going to do that is through our mentors and mentees program. So we have Kim Jankowski and Misty Pfeiffer, who are our mentor leaders. And so we had a meeting this morning to assess the things that have gone well with that. As from Teresa King, we delegated to the teachers. Now, how do we keep it awesome, and what things do we need to improve? So we're going to work on that come June once we're done with all of the things. The career readiness opportunities. So we have Outstanding Achievement Awards coming up. When is that, Kayleen? 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, a month from now. It's in the next month. So we go to Radisson and we celebrate some of our students in the CTE program. And then we've also got our Career Champions Innovation Showcase. So Bethany Stanton and the high school team has done a ton of work around our Workforce Wednesdays. And so we're going to highlight that at this Career Champion Innovation Showcase, which Amy mentioned that they're doing a lot with career readiness and having speakers and partnering with Eaton. But also we're taking that youth solutions and we're expanding it and aligning it down into middle school as well. So we have funding and some plans in place for Workforce Wednesdays at the middle school. And then increasing opportunities for staff engagement. We're currently looking at our FAME and our MyKIP and how do we align it, and then how do we take our Wednesdays and use that time for that work so that we're providing more for teachers time-wise, but still doing the same hard work that we've done outside of school for that. So that's our strategic plan update. A couple things around budget. We are currently working around staffing and funding and trying to figure out that puzzle because we don't know what funding is going to look like for next year. So there's been a couple things. We were supposed to spend $11,000, which doesn't sound like a lot, on vapes, and I'm like, nope, we might have to do that for a title person depending on what happens next year. So we're just kind of pausing our spending at this point, obviously, and then looking and finding what funds we're going to get so that we can make sure that we're keeping and maintaining the systems that we have. Safety, we have finished up our safety district meetings for the year. Our last one was a month ago, but we have we're gearing up to look at our emergency action plan. It has been updated each year with new names, things like that. The plan itself doesn't change too much,
but we're gonna really align it with that I Love You Guys organization that we did the reunification with. We're gonna look at their emergency planning for that and see if we can simplify it a little bit. So that is gonna be my summer project, along with Frank and Ben. Bond Stadium, we have a meeting. We have to talk with Philip here shortly about Philip Clark from Troon about our mediation and for the stadium. And then a couple more things for some pre-bond work, because I know that we're in that limbo right now. Elite, Triangle, and GA are going to meet to look at and assess what it would take to renovate the bus garage versus build a bus garage, so that we've got that data and that information of what could we salvage versus couldn't we, and then do we go out for a bond if and when we find a need.
So Triangle's going to be part of that?
I'm sorry. Tower Pinkster. Sorry.
Okay, I was just going to ask why.
It's too many moving pieces. Sorry.
Look at it, I was like, wait.
On the tower.
I heard it.
No, yeah.
My brain was still trying to figure out, wait, is that wrong or is that right?
So transportation, we've requested our transportation prices for next year. They have increased. Philip and I are meeting to figure out our navigation of that and going forward. Facilities, we have contingency funds still for like our multi-purpose and stadium for this pass bond. So we have green light. Frank is bringing in a guy to we're looking at tables and chairs tomorrow for our multi-purpose space, because we can't use that space unless we can actually sit in it and use it. And it's too much to get tables from every single building and chairs from every single building when we want to use it. So we're going to be purchasing something for the multi-purpose room. And then technology forecast, I just wanted to give you guys high-level overview. In 23-24, we spent about $44,000 on technology for that year. This school year, it was approved to spend $117,643 on technology. And then going forward to next year, we are going to, we had $110,000 forecasted, but we went through that list, assessed needs, what could wait and what doesn't need to be spent. And so we are going to be, I think it's projectors we have to do, and then adapters so you can project to the equipment. So it'll be about $44,000 in total for this year versus the 110, because that's an opportunity to potentially save a little bit if we can prolong some things, and if we do get bond funds, maybe we could use it towards technology as well. So that's the game plan there. Philip did bring to my attention that there is a capital projects of $37,000 that was put away over the last handful of years, and so we are going to use that to offset this school year, the 24-25 school year. So we have to approve that in a resolution tonight. So do I need to bring that up now, or is that later?
We have a discussion.
Okay, perfect. So that's technology forecasting overview. If you would want to see any of our athletes that are signing for college, we are doing a signing date on April 28th at the high school library. You're welcome to come. If you want me to, I can put you on the invite. And then, I feel like I'm rushing.
Is that like during the day? Or?
No, it's right at 2:45-ish, I think. So it's right at the end of the school day. We've got decision day going on at the high school. So that's going to be where kids decide whether they're going to go to Rogers Refrigeration, or whether they're going to go to this work at this company, or whether they're going to go to this college, and then we highlight that, make a little video. I'm working on state of the district. That's going to have data, finances, projections, and forecasts for things. That was an idea that we had in our board governance meeting. I really like that. I think that's important to have a page that highlights high-level overview of where we are in the district and where we're going. KCSOA, I hope I said it right. That is coming up at the end of the month. And if we reserve a spot and we don't go, we have to pay for it. I don't have the date memorized, guys. I can't keep dates memorized right now. But so we have to, if we RSVP, we can let them know, then we don't have to pay for it. But if we RSVP and say we're going, we do have to pay for the $45. The next one, I believe, is at the Career Tech Center. Yep. I'll put that in my weekly update and update you guys on that as well.
And Christy's getting recognized.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah. Reach her level 2 board certificate.
Okay, cool.
Good job.
Okay. We have a Galesburg-Augusta Virtual Academy graduate coming to our next board meeting to be celebrated. So we're going to put a gown on them, get a picture. You guys will do the whole diploma thing. So that'll be our first experience with that. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Where do they live, Amber?
I don't know.
Far away. So they're coming to that meeting. We have Teacher Appreciation Week coming up. You guys are doing bagels, I believe is what we said. So we've got that on the calendar that's going to go out. It's a different day at each building where you guys are providing bagels for the teacher appreciation. We filled all of our slots at the high school for our career tech ed. Yep, we were going to have to pay for it whether we filled it or not, so I'm super proud of our high school counselor. She nailed it. It was awesome work, so we're proud of her.
Very cool.
I think that's kind of it. There is a DEI letter that went out in a memo from the state. I did get an email from a parent asking, are you going to sign this? And where do you stand ethically on this? And so I reached out to the superintendent at K-RESA, and I'm like, what, is the state signing this on our behalf, or are the districts at the local level signing this? Because it could be the difference maker of funding or not funding, and could be a new, case or whatever. So at this point, it was, postponed. And then we are looking to see if the state's going to do it on our behalf, and then where that. Basically, Diedrich at county level is going to be working with attorneys to see and get guidance for the rest of us. So just wanted to keep you in tune on that. I did receive an email from a parent, so it could be the conversation out there. But I responded back that we are held to state and federal law, and so we're following that because that's what we're expected to do. Executive orders and memos are suggestions at this point until we're given attorney feedback on what to do. Okay, that's all I have.
Next up, we have business items for discussion, monthly budget discussion. Okay, high school ALC field trip. Do we have any discussion on that? Okay. Expenditures for the tech project fund.
Yes, that's what we have to. Hold on, I got the little paper back here. So we have a resolution for the use of funds from the tech project funds. So it's a total of $37,538 to offset. I think it was a purchase of Chromebooks for $81,000 some change dollars. So we just have to have our secretary sign this to make this happen.
Any questions on that?
So that was funds that was set aside for that? Is that what you're saying?
So what I think is, if I recall Philip's conversation, is prior or during COVID, when we had to purchase all that technology, it was like, okay, we have all these things, we're going to have to replace them down the road, so let's start to put some money away for that. I don't know the consistency of it. I don't know if it was a one-time chunk. I don't know the history, but I can get that for you if you're interested. But we've got $37,000 just chilling right now that's allocated to this. We have it to offset, so let's just use it.
I think that wasn't that long ago. We had that. If it was for Chromebook replacements, that we discussed that. Okay, thank you. That's what we're doing.
But this is to buy new ones, to replace ones that are dead, broken, and need replaced, right?
I think in the last couple of years they started putting money.
Yeah, they don't last forever. I'm just clarifying. We're not buying new ones. Are we adding, or are we replacing?
They're already spent. We had this money sitting over here for a rainy day, rather than having it be in a rainy day right now because our budget is needing to be offset. We're going to use those funds to make up the little bit of a gap that we have. $117,000 was a lot to be spent on technology this year.
Hopefully well spent.
It was, it was already decided. So
It's all done and over with. Very good. Let's move on.
Okay, next we have the ISD elections. And we don't know who they're going to be. Right?
No, we talked about this today at the superintendent's meeting. Though there's going to be, I think there's only one person that's going to be out, and so that name will be released on the 5th. My suggestion, and I put in the weekly update, was to do a 15-minute small special meeting, look at that name, appoint one of us to go be the voter, and vote for that person. Or whoever we decide as a
Either
team.
of you guys do that before? So vote?
Yeah.
Is everybody cool with a special meeting then?
5:45.
Okay, first reading of policy 0144.1.
So I think there was some confusion with Chris. I got feedback from all of you about the number of meetings. Everybody was pretty consistent with 31. Individuals said 28 or 30. I just went with the 30 as majority and asked Chris to draft this, and he put it in. He had it put into policy, so he said you could use the one waiver or the policy waiver to do a first reading tonight and then accept it tonight if that's what we want to do.
Okay, so then we have to make a motion to.
But yeah, which is in here. I believe. Motion for
What do
the,
you? It doesn't really matter when we approve this because we're gonna get paid at the end. So
correct. I think these are more forward back is what I was kind of worried about.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I don't
Because he already
want to
updated it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is everybody okay with making a motion to suspend that rule?
When we get to that part. Yeah.
This bylaw.
Okay. Oh, it's that.
This is the policy that we're gonna put in place to be able to one time this one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you. Any other questions on that? Okay. Board governance standards of practice 2025.
So in our board governance meeting, we discussed having standards of practice. So is this in their packet, Amber? Yes. Okay, so what I would suggest to us as a team is to look at this now that we've got it in our hands, make some chicken scratch on it, see what we like, see what we don't like, and then have time over the next few months to create one as a team. Because I think this is an inherited board standard of practice. So I don't know how you want to go about doing this standard of practice. But.
Yeah, maybe we can just add it to one of our meetings.
Perfect. I'll take some time and add it to a meeting like a month from now or something to come back to it every so often.
We'll
Put
add
it
it
in
to
how.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, next up we have communications, public participants. Does anybody want to say anything?
There's no one on there.
Perfect.
Me that crossed myself off because I didn't have to be on
Okay,
there.
thank you. Business items for decisions. High school ALC field trip. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the high school ALC field trip request to the Toledo Zoo.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Ortiz?
Yes.
Davidson?
Yes.
Shute?
Yes.
Meltzer?
Yes.
Wilk?
Yes.
Everson?
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have expenditures from the Tech Project Fund resolution. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt a resolution for the use of funds from the Tech Projects Fund, authorizing the total available fund balance of the fund to be applied toward the cost of 265 student HP Chromebooks.
I'll support.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Meltzer?
Yes.
Shute?
Yes.
Davidson?
Yes.
Ortiz?
Yes.
Wilk?
Yes.
Everson?
Okay, so we need to make an amendment to the agenda to add that policy.
I was supposed to tell you to do that at the beginning, but I was worried about Gary.
So could somebody make a motion to do that?
What?
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to add in the
Policy 0144.1.
oh, the policy 0144.1 to our agenda under section
9.
9.
C.
Muy bien.
I'll support.
Roll call vote, please.
Shute?
Yes.
Meltzer?
Yes.
Davidson?
Yes.
Ortiz?
Yes.
Wilk?
Yes.
Everson?
Yes. Motion carries 6-0. Now I will entertain a motion for the first reading of policy 144.1.
Do I have to do this one first?
Suspend the one first?
Yeah. Well, you have to make a motion to suspend it and approve it.
Oh, okay. So I'll
Here we
motion to, right? Am I reading the right one? Motion to resolve the I'll motion to resolve that the GACS Board of Education temporarily suspend bylaw 0131.1 effective until the next regular meeting of the Board of Education.
And then can you just say and approve the policy?
And approve.
Do the second one.
Oh, motion to approve and adopt the revisions to policy 0144.1, increasing board compensation to 30 meetings per year.
I'll support.
Thank you so much for Okay, roll call vote, please.
Horsey,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Scoot,
Yes.
Meltzer,
Yes.
Davidson.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes, motion carries 6-0. Next up, we have closed session, so we'll take a short break to excuse everybody and shut the doors.
I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session.
Thank you.
Under the Open Meetings Act, to consider a letter from an attorney dated April 16th, 2025, for the reason that the letter is exempt from disclosure under state law due to the attorney-client privilege. I would like to make a motion to go into closed session under Section 81H of the Open Meetings Act.
I'll support.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Horsey,
Yes.
Davidson,
Yes.
Meltzer,
Yes.
Scoot,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes, motion carries 6-0.